Hey, what's going on, y'all? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I've been doing the blockchain crypto stuff here at South by. Really interesting, eye-opening type of conversation. I'll leave that for a different time. Anyways, USD JPY. Wanted to kind of look at this and look at the rest of the pair. So we see it coming off and being kind of supported over the past 3 days. Today's Wednesday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just been kind of floating above the 200 EMA. For me, that means, and also the 50 EMA on the weekly. For me, that means that I can't really trust it, that it's going to drop. I don't want to try and take that bet. Mostly the reason being it's not really as clean of a setup as I'd like to see. I want to see it break through that level, but I don't. There's such strong levels, along with coupled with the fact that the weekly and the daily are showing it. There could be a breakthrough, but yeah, it's going to be difficult to predict. If you were to get into something like this, maybe right in here, stop loss up here, and try to play it down to this line. So that would kind of look like this, man. I'll just do it for illustration purposes, but it's not something I would actually get in. So it looks something like that. So about a 2% move to risk reward ratio. Anyways, but I'm not going to play that. It's not something that I would play personally. It's just not in my wheelhouse for setups. I wrote this in. What does it say? Next level would have been trading it. Okay, so I was right about this fall off. And what I was trying to illustrate here is I should have traded it. I really, talking all that, I could have played it right here, obviously, if I was heads up. I wasn't, and so I didn't. Let me see if I can get rid of some of this stuff. And so the trade that actually came was here. I was just commenting that I could have played off of this double top. Really, there was a drop down and then a pullback, which is in my wheelhouse, which is in my current understanding of what I can trade, So totally capable of taking this and earning right there, but I didn't. So there you go. 153 is what that is. USD CAD. I feel like this one also had a pretty beautiful little pullback. We caught this one and took it down. We caught the second one and took that down as well. And we're still headed down, looks like. I don't know where we are at as far as longer term. We're on the 200 EMA. On the daily, we're coming up against 50. I'll probably go ahead and get out just to lock these profits in. And so, just so we both know, that looks like this. So 3 and 4. So we're at, what is that, 783. I'll say yes to that. Yeah, 783. That's what that looks like. NZD USD. Close this out today earlier because of this pullback. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We got 1.8 out of it. Now we're still kind of stair stepping up, but this is really not the best price action that we want to see pattern wise. So yeah, I can see why I got out of that. That's fine. It pulled back a little bit too much, basically, is why you get out of that. Okay. NZD JPY 227 on this one. I'm okay with that too. Again, NZD pair. The price action usually is going to be correlate somewhat, and you can kind of see that. So we had this pullback a little bit too far, too much for comfort, and that's fine that we got out of that. NZD CHF went up, came back down. Don't really know what's going to happen here. It looks like we are overextended, and I think I might have called that being in this zone means that we're going to drop down. So we ended up dropping. And so I'm actually going to look for, let me see if we got a fib level drawn in here. We do. So I'm going to look for a pullback, and then I'll probably take it down to 3.8 or 5 soon. Yeah. So something like that, maybe a pullback would be somewhere in here, probably off of this line. So I'll just draw that in. We'll see where it lands for the new pivot lines are going to print soon, because it's almost 4 o'clock. We got 30 minutes. So I'll try to look for something that's kind of sort of like that, maybe that extreme on the stop loss. Drop it down to here. But notice how big that stop loss is and how it's screwing up my risk reward ratio. Maybe better like that. But yeah, I usually want to be above the previous high just to be super safe. Not sure if I'm going to really need that, depending on how we are. It's going to inherently be better than 1-to-1, because remember, the pivot lines are based on an average, and that's going to be based on the movement for the previous day. As you can see from the very beginning of today, onto where it stops, or might stop for today, it's going to be heavy on the down pressure. So my stop should be pretty tight, actually. Hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. So my stop will probably look something like this instead. And that's a 5 risk reward ratio. I'll take that all day, man. As long as it lines up with what I'm trying to do. I call this a slider, take this down. Basically a different type of pitch for me to see and hit. Not sure if I'm really set myself up to do so on this though. Yeah, crazy though, but yeah, something like that. Stop loss in here. Didn't have that pullback though, so you would have had to really seen this coming. And we see kind of like an NZD JPY style drop here, where it just stair stepped up. It didn't like squeeze though, it didn't tighten. The MACD definitely showed us signs of exhaustion though. So you see how this is going straight up, like at an angle. Here, let me draw this in for y'all. Then I'll cut off and we'll jump to another video. But it's like right up in here, I'll say. Something like that. And then this is more like this. So that's what I mean. Exhaustion. The MACD should be climbing as well, but it's not. It's sideways. That should have told us there was going to be a drop. I'm on the top of a range based on key levels, so I knew also that stuff happens up here, for lack of a better way to say it. And so that drop would have been imminent. All right, next video for GBP pairs.